In most cases, the corporate service provider that creates your corporation or LLC will also act as its registered agent. The choice of your registered agent is partly based on the annual price of its services. Some corporate service providers charge a relatively low price for the creation of your company, but charge an exorbitant annual fee to act as a registered agent. It is like buying a car. You have to consider not only the purchase price, but also the cost of maintenance. Here are the people to avoid, which you should never use to act as a registered agent for your U.S. company. The first person to avoid is a member of your family, immediate or distant. It is not their mission to act as a registered agent for your company. Often without knowing it, they bear a huge legal responsibility. In addition, they will obviously never be able to comply with the availability rule imposed by the state, that is, to be available at their home or office 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, 52 weeks a year. The second person to avoid is a friend. It is not because your friend resides in the state of your company that it will make an effective registered agent. In addition, they will not be able to respect the rule of availability imposed by the state. So if you want to keep your friend, do not retain their services as a registered agent. The third person to avoid is an employee. Retaining the services of an employee to act as a registered agent of your company is a serious mistake. Your employee may forget to hand over a legal document they have received, or may quite simply misplace it. In addition, there is always the possibility that, one day, your company and your employee will have opposing interests, especially if you have a falling out. An employee is really not a good choice as a registered agent for your American company. The fourth person to avoid is a business partner. Here, this expression is understood in its broadest sense. This includes a customer, subcontractor, or supplier. For the same reasons as those stated for the employee, it is absolutely not recommended to use the services of a business partner to act as a registered agent of your company. The last person to avoid is yourself. Some entrepreneurs wish to act as a registered agent for their company. Do not make this mistake. It is obvious that you will not comply with the availability obligation discussed earlier. This is even more true if you do not reside in the state or if you only have a secondary residence there. Finally, here are 3 points you should remember. Point 1. Not all registered agents are equal. For example, with regard to the annual tax notice sent by the state, some agents simply send it by regular mail to their customers without any follow-up. However, penalties are often very significant in the event of non-payment of the annual tax within the prescribed time limit. For example, in the state of Delaware, the automatic penalty for failure to file or late filing of the annual report is $200, while in Florida, the penalty is $400. Fortunately, other registered agents, few in number but highly professional, send an email to their customers, followed by 1 or 2 reminders in the event of non-payment of the tax before the deadline expires. In the state of Delaware, some registered agents have direct access to the corporation's division's computer system. These are called registered agents with remote access. This can be a very important advantage for you in terms of speed. For example, you need a certificate of good standing without delay. An ordinary registered agent can obtain it within 24 hours. A registered agent with remote access can obtain it in just a few minutes. CorpoMax is one of the registered agents with remote access in the state of Delaware. Point 2. It is important to consider the ease of communication with the registered agent of your U.S. company. Will you be able to contact your agent by phone, or will you spend your time exchanging with a voicemail? Will your agent reply to your email the same day or 2 weeks later? Will your agent speak your language, or will you have to search for your words while trying to speak their own? Point 3. If your company was created in Delaware and does business in California and Florida, then it needs a registered agent in all 3 states. It may be convenient to retain the services of a registered agent who has a network of agents throughout the United States. It is thus a one-stop shop for you, which facilitates communication and simplifies invoicing.